Hey everyone, today we are diving into a topic that many travelers might wonder about. Can a hotel charge a guest for damage to a hotel room under Singapore law? And if you do find yourself in this situation, what can you do about it? First things first, let's talk about the hotel's right to charge for damages. When you check into a hotel, you'll usually be required to sign a registration form or agree to terms and conditions that cover the use of the room. Most hotels will have a clause in their terms and conditions stating that guests are responsible for any damage they cause to the hotel property. Another common term that you will see in most hotel registration forms in Singapore is that guests are not allowed to bring in durians to the hotel room. Durians are a type of a very pungent smelling fruit. So if you bring or eat durians in the hotel room, the whole room will smell of that fruit. Now, such terms and conditions are legal and enforceable under Singapore law, provided that the terms and conditions are clearly communicated to the guests. Now, this doesn't mean that a hotel can charge you arbitrarily. The hotel has to prove that the damage was caused by you and that the charges they impose on you are reasonable and proportionate to the actual damage incurred. Under Singapore law, and I assume, even if you're watching overseas, if you do live in the Commonwealth country, I assume your laws are similar. Under Singapore law, these terms and conditions form a binding contract between the guest and the hotel. So if you cause damage to the room, and damage would include smoking in the room or eating durians in the room, because the hotel would then have to engage specialists to remove the smell, the pungent smell or the awful cigarette smell from the carpet, from the room, from the whatever. So if you damage the room, the hotel is within its rights to charge you for the cost of repairs or replacement. This is similar to any tenancy agreement where the tenant is responsible for damages beyond normal wear and tear. But what happens if the hotel imposes penalties for damage that you believe you didn't cause? Or what happens if you find that the charges are excessive? So here are some steps you can take. First, carefully go through the hotel's terms and conditions to understand your liabilities and obligations and the hotel's rights. Next, ask the hotel to provide detailed documentation of the damages and the associated costs. This should include photographs, repair bills with a breakdown of the charges. Third step, negotiate with the hotel. Sometimes a polite and reasonable conversation can resolve the issue. If negotiation fails, you can formally dispute the charges, write to the hotel management and explain why you believe the charges are unfair or excessive. If direct negotiation doesn't work, you can consider seeking mediation. The Consumers Association of Singapore, also known as CASE, C-A-S-E, offers mediation services to help resolve disputes between consumers and businesses. Mediation is a voluntary process to resolve consumer to business disputes. So with the help of case mediators, CASE hopes to achieve a win-win situation for parties involved in such disputes. Their mediation service is certified by the Singapore Mediation Institute, and their resolution rate for mediation is approximately 70%. In other words, 70% of consumer disputes that end up with case don't go to the courts. For those watching overseas, you might want to find out whether there are any consumer protection agencies or services in your area. So if you belong to the unfortunate 30% who don't get to resolve their dispute amicably at mediation, legal action may be commenced by either party at the Small Claims Tribunal if the amount in dispute is 20,000 Singapore dollars or less. For larger claims, the hotel will have to pursue the matter in court. To summarize, yes, a hotel in Singapore can charge a guest for damage to a room based on the contract that you have agreed to when checking in. But if you believe that the charges are unfair or unwarranted, you have the option to dispute and resolve the issue. I hope you found this information useful. If you have any questions or need further assistance, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and safe travels.